Hey guys, Fork here, and yesterday was the patch 7.2 drop for World of Warcraft in the US. I spent a decent amount of time playing through it yesterday, and this is just going to kind of be a first impressions video, nothing too in-depth. It's going to be very much a how I felt about things as I saw them and experienced them. At some point in the coming weeks, I'm going to do a more in-depth view of 7.2 and how I feel about it, but unfortunately there's a lot of content that is still yet to come out and will come out in the coming weeks, at which point I will take a look at them and give my impression. But for right now, we're just going to talk about the stuff that is out, and it was out yesterday for the new patch. And I'm kind of going to do a pros cons approach to this, and it's going to kind of be a pros first, cons second, because unfortunately that was kind of how I experienced it yesterday. A lot of the stuff when I first jumped into it was cool and fresh and exciting, and I was having a really good time, and then more of the cons kind of came later as I played more and more. First off, the pros, the overall look and feel of the new patch is pretty good. I like the Broken Shore area. I enjoyed the overall feeling I got from being at the Broken Shore, and overall it just kind of felt new and exciting. One big thing that stood out to me is that I am playing a hunter currently, and we got some new animations with the new patch, and I was actually very satisfied with all of those new animations. If you're playing a hunter right now in Legion, then you know that pressing Arcane Shot isn't really that exciting, but with the new animations it kind of felt better to press and looked better, and overall I was just really happy with the way that combat felt and looked with the new animations. In addition to those, obviously there were new quests and stuff that came out with the new patch that were on the Broken Shore. Once again, this was a pro for me. I felt like the quests felt kind of fresh, and even the world quest that I played on the Broken Shore didn't kind of feel like the rehashed content that a lot of the main land world quests do. They all felt relevant to the Broken Shore, and it definitely didn't feel like I was just playing the same thing over and over again. Now eventually I feel like that's not going to be true anymore, because obviously we're going to be playing a lot of similar world quests as time goes on, but as for the first day, patch day, I felt like it was fine. I also had a chance to kind of dip my toes into the new dungeon. Unfortunately, we did have an arcane mage in there that was doing unreasonable amounts of damage, so we flew through the dungeon. In terms of mechanics, I can't even give that much insight because I didn't really have to experience them. The bosses were typically dead before a lot of their mechanics could happen, but I feel like that's not going to be everyone's experience. There was a lot of damage in that dungeon. But I thought the new dungeon looked really good. It was cool to just kind of go through it and look around and see all the new stuff, and I felt like in terms of the story it definitely fit in, and it definitely felt like something that was driving the story forward, so I thought that was really cool. But unfortunately, with the pros come the cons, and the biggest con for me was the time-gated content. I understand why they do it, don't get me wrong. They don't want everyone to bust through everything in the first day, but it felt like even then we were a little short. After only a couple hours of questing on the Broken Shore, I felt like I was already done. I got my new traits for my weapon, I kind of looked around, and there were just kind of no more quests to do. Now on the other hand, if you do a lot of Mythic Dungeon running, you had a lot of stuff to do. The world got harder, the world quests got harder, there was new gear to be dropped, the gear in the dungeons was better, the dungeons themselves were harder, so if you did a lot of that, there was a lot of stuff to do. Unfortunately, I came into this patch being very excited about the quest on the Broken Shore and seeing the new stuff, and that stuff was what was time gated. So we're not going to see a lot of that stuff until the coming weeks, which, like I said, I thought was very unfortunate, but I understand it just felt like it was a little too dry. So hopefully the stuff that's coming up is going to be really good, and I honestly hope it is, because even though I felt a little dry today, what I did see kind of made me excited for what's going to come. So I'm pretty excited to see the new stuff. I want to get to the new class hall campaigns. I definitely want to get my new class mount. I think that the hunter mount actually looks really cool. It's like a flying wolf thing, and I think that's really dope. So that about wraps that up for my first impressions. Those are just kind of the off the cuff feelings I had. I kind of jotted them down as I was playing. But like I said, I'm excited for the future, and I definitely want to know what you guys think. If you guys are WoW players, definitely let me know how your patch day went. If you guys are WoW players from the UK, enjoy your patch day. I do think it's a good patch. Like I said, I thought it ran a little dry for me, but the stuff that I did do, I thought was actually really good. Alright, now we'll see you guys in the next video.